Okay, you know what? I'm gonna turn that off. It was doing... YouTube was trying to do some weird stuff where it was doing a dual stream. So it was streaming vertical phone-like thingamy-bob at the same time. And yeah, it didn't look very good because it's Factorio, so you can't really make it vertical or anything like that. So we're just going to do a regular stream and be done with it. And I'm just going to test this out. Beautiful. All right, that looks beautiful. So we are back in Factorio, and we're just going to continue on with titanium and gold for the moment. So we've got these running, and we need to do a minor fix here. As you can see, the sapphirite crystals are out, and the reason they're out is because this is not draining, because it's checking the wrong wastewater. So apparently all of these are just set to chloric wastewater, because that's what I copied. So we got to fix all those up. Nitric wastewater, sulfuric, and sulfuric, and then sulfuric. That should already be chloric, and fluoric wastewater. Not that I... That's actually interesting. There's a whole ton of fluoric wastewater. Okay, well, it should definitely be put on trains before it actually gets thrown away, which is good. So that will help out a lot with our hydrofluoric acid production anyway. We may get back to this at some point. And actually, yeah, we may get back to this and start doing stuff with it. But for now, this is pretty much backed up all the way, so that should be fine. And it's just got trains backed up on this line here. We may start to run into situations with other resources as well, like sapphirite. Look, we got 4 full red belts, but I'm pretty sure sapphirite is starting to fall over a little bit. It's not looking great. Yeah, that light just went out. That's not good. So that's going to start going seriously red very soon. Aluminium was red because Givelite was in the toilet. Everything else seems to be fine, surprisingly enough. We've suddenly got a whole bunch of fluorite from the new builds, so that's great. And if we have a look over here, blue circuits are out of ICs because they're out of gold. Why? Because they're out of gold, because we're not creating a whole ton of gold. So we can get around that a little bit. So that's 3.8k. I'm going to set up a very small little build here. We got to remember to get rid of this later, but we've got a ton of these little tiny things all over the place, so that should definitely speed up our gold production. And if we have a look at our gold over here, we're out of chlorine, are we? Okay, because we're backed up on this stuff. And that means we're going to start running out of hydrochloric acid as well, which is not great. Well, let's go ahead and just fix this up. Sodium hydroxide is turned... God, it has so many recipes. There it is. So we just need a liquefier and a bunch of purified water. We've got purified water here, which is being used for this. We can just borrow a bit of that. I feel like that should be fine. Okay. Let's get a couple of liquefiers going. So you take 7.5. That's not the recipe we want. We want this one. It still takes 7.5. Okay. Okay. So we put one here, one here, one here, and one here. That's 300 purified water per second. And yeah. I think what we'll do is we'll have these guys hooked up like that. So that's a total of 150. So 90. Could do another 3 of these. Don't really have room for them, but we can do them over here, actually. Doesn't give me an underground for the water, unfortunately, but we can just make that happen over there. And that's beautiful. So it's doubling our water, and we should still be able to get rid of the saline without too much issue. That gives us enough for this. And that is now 300 per second. So let's get... just feed a couple of clarifiers in there. Just squeeze them in. Hopefully we can pipe them under here. And we're going to have these guys like so, and then you guys are going to work if chlorine is less than 100. So if it's very, 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 very low, then these guys are going to work. Yeah, because I think chlorine is the only one we care about. Well, this one technically takes hydrogen chloride, but yes, this one uses 50 and 50, so 50 of each, and this process produces 40 chlorine and 60 hydrogen. So I don't think there's any situation where hydrogen will ever be lower than chlorine. So that should be fine then. If we're ever at the point where this is too low, we just start throwing away the sodium hydroxide and immediately clarifying it. And that should be fine. So we should no longer have a situation where we're out of hydrogen chloride or out of chlorine or out of anything. Okay. You can go up to 2000 now. I feel like, and we're actually getting delivered 2000 because we upgraded the things. I feel like we need to do the same thing for titanium. We got 7 of those, we got 100 of those. We do not have too many plates, so let's go down and say you need to be 2000. And what we can do here is we can actually get rid of these builds. Don't need that crap anymore. Don't need this crap anymore. Don't need that. Definitely don't need that and that. And we'll leave the filling thing over there. Don't need that. And where was the... I think it was over here somewhere. Yep, don't need that. Alright, beautiful. So that takes care of all of that. And then we just need a few of these guys. And what we'll do is, when we've finished, where we've built the new station and we don't need these anymore, we'll just basically reverse the inserters. So, yeah. basically just reverse them the other way. And that way we won't have a whole bunch of ore just sort of sitting around in the logistics network not doing anything. Although if we leave this build around for a bit, then eventually... oh, look at this. All the massive amount of construction bots coming down to clear up those containers. That is a little bit annoying, but should still be fine. Hydrogen chloride. Slowly getting back up. We kind of need a little bit more of this, I guess, because this is just enough for the... What are you, chemical plant 1s? Let's upgrade you to chemical plant 3s. And we could probably upgrade these as well, but they're filling up a red belt at the moment, so upgrading them again wouldn't really help our case too much. But when we've got a whole bunch of this stuff stacked in, upgrading these will help quite a bit. Okay, so that is... As soon as those chests get placed down, we should be getting a ton of that. Okay. So we have a look at the list of things we need to do. Titanium, gold, and blue circuits. So, we're going to build everything on top. Which makes it a little bit hard because this station hasn't been built yet. It's on the way to being built, but... That is where we're going to start to build. Titanium and gold will be right next to it, and once this station goes down, we should have a lot more visibility over there. Who decided this was a good idea? Ah, I put the T intersection the wrong way around. It does actually need a T intersection there, but it just needs to be the other way around. Okay, there we go. It's probably not a bad idea to put another block on top of this. Yeah. And we'll do some basic blocks. You can almost draw with this blueprint. There we go. Basic blocks everywhere. And a few over here. I don't mind pasting a lot of these because they're very minor in terms of how much is actually in them, so it's not going to take the bots a long time to fill that out. But yes, this is going to take a little while because they just got so much crap in them. And yeah, look at that. It's almost 10,000 iron ore, about 3,000 of all the other ores. It's quite a decent amount. And unfortunately, we are going to have to do this process again for things like tungsten. I think nitinol is a combination thing, so we won't need to do that. But yeah, tungsten, I feel like is probably going to be something we need to deal with. But let's just go through for now. So while we're waiting for those construction bots to do their thing, let's go ahead and have a look at the recipes that we're going to need to deal with. So gold and titanium are both important. Gold, I almost want to lean towards more because that'll allow us to get the gold wire. But then again, we do need the titanium. We kind of need both. Because what I really want to do is get these other 75 sorters done. But you kind of need both for them. So let's have a look at both of these. And I'm really not too worried. Like, I'll do the second tier if it makes sense, but gold cathode requires chloric acid, which requires 2 different acids. Hydrochloric is not too bad because we make that from scratch and we just improve that a little bit. Nitric acid, we're currently only making from nitric wastewater. We haven't created a full 100% make it from nothing recipe yet, so this is very dangerous to use this recipe because we'll very quickly run out of nitric acid and that's not good. So we're not going to do this one. We're just going to do the basic gold ore with chlorine gas, and we're going to have to set up a nice little station there to make chlorine, which means we're going to be throwing more sodium hydroxide down the well, but Yeah, because that's the only way to make chlorine is with sodium hydroxide, or what's it called? Yeah, sodium hydroxide as a byproduct. And then for the actual gold wire, just requires a bit of molten copper. Gold plate we could make as well. Let's have a bit of a look. So, why does it always do this to me? All right, gold ingots required for this, gold powder, and molten gold. So there's no reason to put gold ingots on a train. Gold cathodes, not used for anything else. Gold pellets, not used for anything else. Processed gold, not used for anything else. Gold plate will be used for a bit of interesting stuff, so we'll want that. And of course, gold wire, we already know we need that for blue circuits. So, yeah. Is basically going to be just directly creating everything. Put some gold plate and some gold wire directly on a train. No need to put the ingots on. It's all beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So, sorry, I got a bit of a dry mouth at the moment. That's not good. Let's move on to titanium. Titanium is a little bit annoying. So we got our titanium sheet coils. We don't have titanium wire or anything like that. Again, titanium. I think we do need to put titanium ingots on a train because they're required for nitinol. Yeah. Nitinol is quite an important ingredient later on. So, yeah, titanium ingots do need to go on a train. So if we have a look over here, these guys, there's only one way to make ingots, is with the titanium tetrachloride. There's two ways of making this. One is with processed titanium, and the other way is with regular titanium. So obviously this is a better way. It seems complicated, but even the normal one is complicated. So the only downside to doing it this way is that you require ore processor 3s, which we will have a lot of trouble making. But this, in terms of complexity, in terms of resources, both ways are equally complicated. So I think we go for the second level, get a bit more titanium for our buck. But until we get a decent amount of everything set up to the point where we can upgrade into chemical furnace 3s and all that sort of stuff, then we may... So I think we'll build everything based on this recipe. But we may have to start using this recipe to start with. And then once we can make everything purple, then we switch over to this one. And it should be a very, very easy switch. And then over here for the titanium, manganese and nickel. I mean, nickel is interesting because nickel is... Where is it? It's over here. So nickel doesn't actually use up any acids. So we'd be saving ourselves a bit of acid, which is nice. But we haven't even made nickel yet, so I'm not sure. So we'll just use this to start off with, make the rolls directly out of it. Pretty simple stuff. Okay. So we've got our game plan at the moment. And how are we doing with the actual build over here? Still taking a while. These bots, for some reason, they seem to be allergic to placing these roboports. I'm not sure why. We're rapidly low on roboports for some strange reason. No particular reason. They're just, you had to use up a ton of them. We've obviously done a lot of expansion recently, and oh yeah, lots of roboports all over the place. Unfortunate. Because I really do want to build up here. Like titanium and then the next one straight above it. And yeah, okay. So we're going to... We could do a local design somewhere and then move it over. That'll be fine. Okay. Let's do it here. Because I don't think there's anything else we really need to do at the moment. So it's not like there's another task we could be working on instead. So let's just do this one. Okay. So, titanium. So this takes a... What do these machines take again? So we're going to need chemical furnace for that, chemical furnace for that, and blast furnace for that. We're already getting carbon for this process, so we can just use the carbon for the blast furnace. All right. Let's give it a whack. Chemical furnace, and blast furnace. Now, the really interesting thing about this build is that it takes... We are currently producing 6 full belts of titanium ore. And if we aim for the second level recipe, then we'll be producing 9 belts of ingots. Nine belts of ingots. My god, that's a lot. I mean, I like it, but... So... Yeah, we did kind of overbuild this. Like, this is... Alright, so it started to clear up a bit, but... Yeah, my god. This may be the sort of thing where we just leave it as yellow belts, because even though it is built for red belts, it's kind of ridiculous to have 6 full red belts of titanium, but we'll see how we go. We will see how we go. That is definitely a lot, and we've got... Yep. A whole bunch being picked up from there from all the logistics robots. Very, very nice. We no longer have any red robots in our network. They have all been converted over to blue. And as soon as we get titanium, they will be converted over to purple. Tier 3 robots. Which is awesome. Okay. So, yeah. 6 full belts. So... Let's think about how we want to do this. We could make this a double base. We're starting to make a lot more bases double bases. So theoretically, with a double base, we could have 9 over there, which is fine. So in terms of the stations, chlorine we make on site, carbon we pull out from a train station. So, 4.5 to 1.125, that's divisible by 4. So if we're taking in 6 belts of titanium, we will need 1.5 belts of carbon. So we take in 2 total, and we've got half left for the blast furnaces. So that should be fine. We'll build this for 6 red belts. Well, we'll give that a crack, and we'll see how big it is. So 6 red belts is 180. 180 divided by 4.5 is it 40? No, it doesn't sound right. Actually, it does. It does. 180 divided by 4.5 is 360 divided by 9, which is 40. Yeah. You know what? That's not too bad. That's... Okay, so we need 40 of these guys. And that means we need... Is that 11? I think that's 11.25. So 40 times 11.25. 450 chlorine per second. Now, if we have a look at the second level recipe, it's 60 every 8 seconds, 60 every 8 seconds. So it's exactly the same recipe. Okay, so if we go to the next level, we're still going to need 450. All right. We can't get that, but we can get this. And to double check, I'm pretty sure to get chlorine. Yeah. I mean, we could do this as well. So in this case, the sodium hydroxide is and the hydrogen are both waste products. In this case, the sodium is a waste product, but the problem is the sodium is a solid. So we can convert that to that using some purified water and then just drain it anyway. So that is 10 salt. I'm not sure if this is better, if this process is better. I mean, let's have a look here. So that produces 200 per second, and this one produces 40 per second. So that one produces, well, it doesn't really matter because this one produces 5 sodium per second, and this one produces 1 of these. So this one is simpler because we don't have to worry about the electrolyzers, but it means we need more we don't need to worry about whatever that other stupid electrolyzer electrodes. We don't need to worry about those. They're probably not too bad, but I don't want to worry about them. So we're just going to use the simple recipe, and it means we need more machines. In fact, we need a total of 12 of these machines, which is fine. Let's get some basic blocks set up here. I realize these are going to take ages because we're so low on roboports, but yeah, we'll just deal with it. At least we've got a couple of ore sorting facilities for gold. That definitely makes me feel better. And yeah, we can see we've got a whole bunch of gold coming over. Decent amount of plates. It's probably quite slow because we're not requesting enough of them, so 400 and 800. It's not really increasing the amount we're pulling anyway, but yeah. And then over here we'll do 400 as well. Oh, that made a difference. We've got tons of gold down there. All right, beautiful. And we're actually fully chuffed on gold by the looks of it. So it's just this process being slow, which is giving me flashbacks to our janky red circuit build. But soon enough, we will have a full blue circuit build, and then we won't have to worry about that. Okay, so now, finally, we can start to use this thing. I believe we've created a few of these. So yeah. We can either... Alright, here's an interesting thing. We can either make 80 saline water per second using this, or we can make 200 per second using this, but it takes in a few bits of salt. 3 salt per second, and this one spits out 2 salt per second. So it's kind of wacky because yeah, this is only 80. So if we got 3 of these machines, you'd be able to do 240, or you can use 2.5 of these machines to do 200. I think we just take the simpler approach and we do 200. Okay. And that's like I can't remember exactly how many of these, but these are 40. So this is equivalent to 2 of these, and we don't have to worry about the purified water. We just get pure saline water. Okay, beautiful. So 40 per second, so we need 12 of these. Let's just build a module for these guys. 5, 6, vertical, 7, Can we do that? I don't know if we can actually do that. Let's have a look. Let's put them down and see if this is possible. All right. So. Yeah, I think it's possible. All right. Red. Okay, and then you're dropping there, and you're picking up from there. No, you're dropping there. All right, drop, drop, drop. Make this a near, and then power poles in the middle. Beautiful. Okay. And that gets all of the stuff out, although I have a feeling that I might actually want to get it out the other way. So if we do this, I think that reversed all of them. Excellent. And that is a total of 12, so that's 1200. 1, 2, damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, each taking 200, which means they can all share the same water pump, which I'm not going to place down yet because this is not the final resting place of this build, but then we need, this is going to be 12 of that crap per second. So you take 7.5. Now we need the purified water. Okay. Okay. Right. We'll just need to get some purified water. We just need one washing plant out here. And I think for simplicity's sake, we'll just... Okay, so that's... We'll go there. Does that stretch? Oh, it does. All right, beautiful. So, you go like that. You go like that. Power pole goes here. And we need another pump up there, but that's fine. And of course, need some power poles up here, but that is going to be... give us our 400 and it's going to give us 480 chlorine per second, and of course we only need 450. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Starting to get some stuff built up in here. Still a bit low on the roboports, but not too bad. They're definitely making progress and starting to get a few more of these placed down. Even starting to get some cobalt. Very, very, very nice. I wonder if I should constrain these, because it does, well, it means acid will be used up, but then again, this process is also building the wastewater, so it's kind of self-sustaining in a way. All right. So we got our 2 belts of carbon, 6 belts of titanium ore, and I think we said we needed 40 of these machines, 22.5. So we're going to need slightly less of these, maybe 30 or something, I'm not sure. And then Even less of these. So maybe like 15 of these. Beautiful. Okay. So that's all the, I guess that's all the hard work done. So I'm actually going to delete this and put a T intersection there because I think we have clarified already that this is going to be a double station. And we'll build it for, yeah, 6 belts in, 9 belts out. So let's start getting the stations set up. 2 for carbon. And it's going to put our carbon to the test a little bit, but our carbon is pretty strong, so it should be okay. And then 6 for titanium ore. And God help us if we actually start ever using 6 red belts of titanium ore in anger, because I have a feeling if we get to that point, then something else will start falling over. I'm not sure what it is yet, but yeah. Okay, we're going to try and keep it in this width right here. And this radar only just got placed down. You need to start scanning this area so I can put down the gold as well. And then station load titanium ingots. 3, 4. The most ingots of any type that we've ever had put on a train at once. 6, 7. And as always, we're going to be building it with the idea that red belts could eventually be used. Okay. So let's get cracking. We need 40 of these. Yeah. Maybe I'll try a build like this, because we're going to need lots of belt stuff on the side. So I think I'm going to try a build like this. And then we do this and that and so on and so forth. So you are 4.5. Which means you need 7 machines. So we're probably going to end up needing 42, I think. Yeah, 42 total machines. Okay, so we got titanium going up, carbon going up, titanium going up, and you need 4.5 per second, so that should be fine. And just put a single inserter next to it. And it's going to be a little bit hard to copy and paste because we don't want to reverse these things a little bit. So I'm just going to do it like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we don't need an output. H. Alright. So that's 2 input belts. I'm going to cut that. And we're going to move that in like this. In like this. We got a little bit of room to give it some room, so we can separate them a little bit, but already got some carbon coming in. Very nice. Ton of carbon coming in, actually. That's very nice. Of course, no titanium ore trains yet, but They'll be coming along soon. Well, once I create them, they'll be coming along. We got to belt one off, but I'm not going to remove the entire thing for that. I'm just going to live with it, I think. Now, of course, two belts one off is a completely different story. That's definitely worth moving the entire thing. Yeah, that's definitely worth it. Right, now you are good. And you are better. And these guys move over by one. And that is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This one still looks a little bit janky, but what are you going to do? Always put it around the roboport so it looks a little bit nicer. That doesn't look very nice, but we'll just deal with it. So each one of these rows needs 7.5. Approximately, yeah. 7.5, 15, 30. Okay. So do it like this. And then this one like that. And then that one like that. So boom, and then boom. So that's a full 30 for the first 4. And then 15 for this. And then the other 15 per second will go. And you just go over the top here. We could also squeeze them in here if we really wanted to. That's a little bit squishy with the roboport though, so... could we... That's still a little bit squishy. Let's just put it here. We'll make it happen. Alright, so chlorine. Oh, we can just do it through the middle. Nice. Okay. So you are like that. Like that. Like that. And then... So that's the chlorine taken care of for the entire system. Once we do this, move that down a bit so it looks a bit nicer, and boom. How are you doing with power? I don't know if that actually got hooked up to power. Okay, now it's definitely hooked up, and... Water pump. Water pump. Beautiful. Okay. Should be done. Theoretically, should be working fantastically. Still got one thing to fix up with, which is this. Okay. Now that should be fine. All right, beautiful. And then we've just got this over this side. And there's the only output we care about for this entire system. So we got 40 machines. So basically we got 6 red belts multiplied by 5. So 6 red belts are 150 multiplied by 5 is 750. So we're going to have 750 of this tetrachloride. And I completely forgot to go and put the processed bit in. You know what? I don't care. I do not care. This build will not use the excess process thing, whatever. It'll be fine. It will produce more than enough titanium for... Do we even need titanium for yellow science? I mean, we kind of do. All right, let's do a little bit of quick math. The low density structures require 2 titanium. So if we wanted, let's say we want a yellow belt of this, which we don't, because that's ridiculous. But let's, okay, yellow belt. Let's say yellow belt. So yellow belt is less than 1, is about 9 low density structures, which is 18 titanium per second. And titanium bearings are approximately 2. So 1 titanium bearing is 1 titanium is plate, approximately. So we'll round up and we'll say we need 5 titanium. Round up, what are we rounding up as? Yeah, so for 5 utility science packs, we need approximately 2. Well, I think we're going to say we need 2 titanium plates for each utility science pack, approximately. So for 15 per second, we need 30 per second. 30. So we need a full red belt of titanium per second. Full red belt of titanium plates per second for yellow science. And I mean, we're going to have 6 ingots, 6 red belts of ingots potentially, and we need 1 output belt. So this is 120, and then yeah, so we're fine. I mean, even if we go from 9 ingots down to 6, we are still way above what we require for yellow science until we get the mega base going, of course. Once we get the mega base going, then we will need probably a ton more titanium, but for now we are doing pretty damn good. Are you backed up yet? You're not backed up yet. Starting to get pretty huge though. 47,000 titanium ore. Very, very nice. Okay. So let's just continue with this stuff. I guess you need bridging power lines. That's fine. So, what did we say? 40 times 22.5. Didn't we say we needed 750? It seems like we need more than 750. Okay. So, I think I did the maths wrong. I thought we were bringing in 150, but that's 5 belts. We're actually bringing in 6 belts, which is 180. 180 times 5 is 900. 40 times 22.5. That sounds a lot like 900. Okay, let's say 900. Did I leave anything? I did. All right, let's get rid of those guys. Okay. 900. Well, that's easy. That's a straight 30. And each one produces a red belt. I just realized I'm not actually going to need all these stations anymore. We can get rid of... Actually, I'll leave them. I'll leave them. I just won't use them. We'll fill them up later if we decide we're going to change our mind. Okay, if we go to this one, you do 6 per second. You take 12 per second. Okay, maybe we can do something like this. Yeah, direct insertion. I'm not sure about this, but so we needed 30 of these. Yep. Need 30 of these. So that's 6 red belts going out. These don't quite fit exactly. So 5 of these fill up a red belt. So could just do it like that. That's a little bit lazy, but there we go. That's 1 red belt. Okay. So let's move over here and let's see what we can do with this stuff. So you're 6 per second. 9 per second machine to machine. That's very nice. Joining power pole and then 1 more over here with another joining power pole. That one's going to be running at half rate, but it is what it is. And that is going to be 1 full belt. Shift N. And of course, let's not forget about the carbon that needs to come in from over here. Okay. Horizontal, like so, and then that's 2, and do it like that, kind of line up there, and 1 more over there. All right, beautiful. So 1 there. All right, and there are our output belts. And we just got to link these guys up. Okay, we don't want to do that. That's getting us into weird territory. Let's just do this instead. I don't quite like these, so let's put them so they line up a little bit like that. Okay. That looks a little bit more symmetrical. And so on and so forth. And now everything looks nice. Alright. Beautiful. Beautiful. And that is a bunch of titanium ingots coming on out. And now we just need to work on the gold, which should be even easier because it doesn't require, well, it requires chlorine, but it doesn't require carbon or anything like that. These guys look a bit spaced out with regards to power, so let's put a power pole there, let's put a power pole there, and I think the rest of them should be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and get some trains going. There we go. We've got the cargo wagon Mark IIIs. I really don't think I'm ever going to transfer over to them. Either I'll get a mod to do it, or I'll just never do it. Or if for some reason you guys really want me to, then we could spend like a 2-hour stream just manually moving over every single train. But I'm not sure I would ever seriously consider doing that unless people really wanted it to happen, or if we started to run into some throughput issues in the train network, then I might do that. Okay, full and empty. God, what's the deal with this wagon? Can I even paste on it? Come on, guys. Well, it's definitely not highlighting it here, so I guess we gotta... It must be fetching a locomotive from downstairs. Maybe there's still one left down here that it was grabbing. This base has started to... I mean, without steel and without iron, yeah, this base will die off pretty hard. But, yeah, don't understand why this train is taking so long. There we go. Alright. Alright, we got 3. Off you guys go. Grab me some titanium. And that's it. Looks like most of these machines have been made. Looks like the water supply is not good. And looks like we have predictably missed out a power pole on one of the clarifiers. Very, very predictable that that would happen, because that always seems to happen. Oh, shit. I almost forgot. 12 times 60 is 720. Let's go ahead and start venting all of that hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Done. Make sure they are all powered. Okay. Yeah. These are about one... I'm not sure if they're 120 or 160, but they're about... Either way, that should be enough. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay. We can almost start to get work on gold now. Yeah, I think we can actually. Let's just jump straight into it. So, gold. I'm not sure exactly what it needs, so let's just chuck down a few buildings. I know we can't do the upper level one without throwing in a bunch of acids, so we're just going to throw in a bunch of buildings. All right. Gold ingot. Okay, so we don't even need that. And then from the next tab, I think it's just these buildings, right? Molten gold. And not that. We're going to start using this guy. Which we can't actually build. So if we want to go straight to gold wire, we're going to need this one. Gold wire and gold sheet coils, which I think I do. Okay, strand casting machines. We need a higher level of those to start getting built. Where are we making these? Okay. Strand casting machines 3. Okay, so we'll start to get a trickle of those. And probably more as time goes on, because we're starting to see these slowly get ticked off. as things go on, but I think it's mainly the robots just taking ages to do their job at the moment. So let's have a look. This is 12 gold per second. We've got a total of 180. So it's about 15. 12 times 50. I need about 15 machines. 15 times 30 is 450, which just so happens to be the exact amount of chlorine that this build is already spitting out. So how's that? Let's wait and see how much. No, it's only like 2 machines per thing, isn't it? So yeah, we got plenty of room. Okay, so that's all our chlorine. See, that's you spitting out the ingots. And to make it simple, yeah, there go the raw ore. I'm going to send the ingots over the top, and we're going to send the carbon. Yeah, we'll do it like this. So the ingots are going to come out the top, the ore is going to come in the bottom, and there we go. There is the carbon for the fuel. Okay. N, long, super long. We need 12, don't we? This thing's a beast. Okay. Time to upgrade these inserters. You are now 7. Upgrade you. You are now 7. Kind of still need another one. Okay. Kind of time to do that. You can go over there, and now you're doing your thing. Okay. 7 like that, and that is our carbon line. Okay. Horizontal, beautiful. So 12, 24, 36. Out you guys go. That can actually make it. Well, we'll do it like this anyway, to make it nice and symmetrical. So that is 2. We need 6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, beautiful. We don't need any actual carbon. We just need fuel. And I don't believe this process over here is relatively straightforward. Let's just double check that. Yep. Just needs molten. This one needs a little bit of copper as well, which we'll squeeze in, but should be fine. Okay, so we'll just get 1 carbon train. How are you doing? Oh, we got plenty of titanium coming in here. These guys are working. These guys are sort of working. There's a lot of red there, but there are a lot of ingots coming out. We have to look at that. Those should be working. Because it's yellow. Only half of these machines are working, so only half of these are going to be working. But, yeah. Titanium ingots. Come on down. Alright. Give me some carbon. Please. There we go. Let's move that up 1 space to the left so it's not absolutely messing with this input belt. And then station unload. Gold. ore, please. And I don't want to select gold ore 6 times, so we're just going to copy and paste the station. And while we're at it, let's get these trains lined up. Okay, beautiful. Still waiting on these guys. I was just wondering if it... I think I must have got rid of the stranded machine because it's no longer trying to build it. Alright. Goddamn trees everywhere. Go away, all trees, please. You guys are going the wrong way. Okay. That looks a little bit weird, but it's fine. We've got a 1 offset belt. No, actually we don't. Never mind. It goes straight up. Alright, that's beautiful. For a second I thought it was a 1 offset. 1 offset belts are the absolute worst, but... yeah, 2 offset belts I don't have a problem with, but the 1 offset belts are just terrible. They're just... they should all be killed. Okay. Maybe not there. Let's put it... let's actually put it down the bottom. There we go. Put it down the bottom. And then you can go up like that. Not sure if you know our washing machine in the background, but it is banging around quite a bit. But that's alright. Okay. So that's beautiful. These builds are going together quite quickly. Titanium, yeah. I kind of want to do a titanium build. Do we put a titanium build all the way up here? I mean, this is kind of... I feel like we just put it over here. I feel like that's probably going to be fine. Or you could even put it over here. No, we're saving this spot, aren't we? But... yeah, like gold is going to end here. Cobalt... cobalt... I'm not sure, actually. Cobalt... we do want cobalt ingots for a bunch of things. But the thing is... okay, maybe we do want a station up there. Alright, we'll think about... because, yeah, we won't need one for gold, but for cobalt, we may need one. But I think we'll do cobalt ingots over here, and then we'll do something else over here. Yeah, my washing machine is really going nuts in the background. I don't think you can hear it, but... it's definitely lighting up on OBS whenever it bangs, but... I don't... it's very quiet compared to my voice, so I don't think you should be able to hear it when I'm actually talking, but possibly in the background you can hear it. It's like competing with the Factorio sounds. Okay, so we got carbon for the gold already. Let's get these trains going. Gold ore, please. And if we type in gold, there we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and off you guys go. Alright, you know what? I'm going to start getting the bots to do this. Because we know I'm pretty sure I want a thing up there. I'm not sure if there's going to be a double station or not, so let's just do a single station and we'll just let the bots take care of it slowly over time. And there's plenty of bots going at it. And they should have plenty of goods to actually make it with, so should be fine. Okay. So we've got our 6 full belts. Now, this is where we need to start using the strand casting machine 3s. So first of all, let's go and make sure that we're actually putting all of these guys into liquids correctly, which we'll do over here. So you are molten gold, 6 per second. H. Okay. How do I want to fit these? Maybe I want to fit these further up. Or we could fit these like this. That's kind of interesting. Or maybe just on the top here. You know what? I reckon we can just do it up here. Oh, shouldn't have... Okay, so you guys are like... that. Like that. And if we move them one together, then you... And I know this is the thing I said I didn't want to do, which is moving them one across. But in this case, it's kind of stylized a little bit. It's got actual style to it. It's symmetrical. And being symmetrical makes all the difference. If it's just one belt that's just randomly being cut across, then that's crap. Okay, 6 per second. You're 5.71, that's not enough. Okay, ding, ding, ding. Alright. Horizontal. Horizontal. And we grab all of these and horizontal. It's kind of destroying our chlorine mechanism, but we'll just go around. That is fine to just go around it. And then we need to join all these guys up. And we'll actually do a little bit of a... To make it symmetrical, we'll do a little bit of a gap there. Totally unnecessary, but it's nice. I mean, we've always been going for style, but I think as we go further into the actual mega base, we'll start to focus on style even more. Yeah, and any sort of, like, even... This is okay. I mean, this build is fine in terms of style, but this one, it's got a bit more style even than that. It's got a lot of style. Okay. Already got some gold here. It's not working because it doesn't have any chlorine, but that's fine. Okay, beautiful. So that is 6 full belts. 6, that's 180, so we got 1800 molten gold per second being created. Alright, so we need to make gold wire. and gold plate. Potentially we don't even need a double station for this. We're like really squeezing it in here. Okay, so gold wire is obviously... You know what? We need copper as well for this, I just realized. So we do need a double station. All right. Now, let's do this first. Now, I think I'm not sure how much gold plate we need in the future. So, let's have a look. No, no, no. Yes. All right, so we need a bunch for that. No, 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 no. Orange alien alloy. A little bit for that. Okay. And then gold wire is used for... I think gold wire is probably just used for a bunch of miscellaneous stuff, but... Yeah, that, don't care, don't care, don't care. Yes, already know about that, don't care. Module logic boards, okay. Needs a bunch for that. A bunch of green things. Okay, that module logic boards might get us in trouble eventually, but... I think for now... let's have a look. Let's move this over here. And let's get gold sheet coils. So that's 1 per second. So for 30 times 40 is 1200. So we can get a full red belt of these golden scrolls, which is probably too much. And then for the wire, and for these golden scrolls, what is it? It's 1200. And then for the remaining 600, if we put it in there, 600... That's 60. It's basically 2 red belts of wire. Okay, so with the gold we're currently trading with the molten gold, okay, 1 red belt of the scrolls and 2 red belts of the wire. That feels very nice. Okay. So that means we need 600 molten copper per second. 600 molten copper, all right. 600 molten copper, which means we need 60 iron ingots per second. All right, so station unload. There's a decent amount of ingots, but not outside of the realm. I mean, we're making 6 red belts at the moment, and we can enhance that to make 12 pretty much any time we want. So yeah, that should be fine. Of course, when we enhance it to make 12, then our ores are probably going to start falling over again, but... So that needs... basically, we'll just need another thing like this. Yeah, let's drag that across like that. Move it across a little bit so that we're not going into this roboport. All right, molten copper, 600 per second. And that looks great. And that looks even better. All right. So let's do the golden wire first. Or let's get the stations first, actually. So we're going to have 1 station doing gold wire coils, 1 more station doing gold wire coils, and then gold sheet coils. Okay, so 15 of these. 15 of these. You go over there somewhere. We don't need you yet. Not building any of these yet, which is a slight concern. Because I did make the build. I was hoping we'd have a few of them, but that should be fine. Okay, so 15 of these. No, like that. 2 per second. I'm trying to move away from the idea of needing to do needing to how do I say it? Needing to have one machine be near and the next one be far. I want to just have two output inserters for each of them and have a near and far for both of them. And that makes my job a lot easier because I can just drag this up like that. 7, 14, and then one more. 15, and then like that. And we don't actually need that extra power pole. So all we can do is just do this. That one's just a straight thing going down. The power poles are joined to each other. So we just need one power pole there and we're done. And like so. So yeah, that is 2 red belts. Might as well join these together. Get that going. And then here we're going to need double. So what we can actually do is we can completely copy this build. Kind of. We'll kind of copy this build. We can get rid of all of this crap. Actually, we don't need any of this crap because we don't need the 2 inserters. We just need 1 inserter. I don't know why I copied that one. That was a dumb decision. Let's just do it like this. All right. Dun, dun. Okay, and then horizontal. I will do this so we can have these be shared. Okay, very nice. Okay, something went wrong there. Okay, it's a total of 31 gold each. Beautiful. I'll leave that there in case. Well, I'm not ever going to need to duplicate it, but... Okay. And over here, we'll take this. And we just do it like that. And there's our gold. Still waiting on chlorine. How is this taking so long? Oh, because the water pumps are all broken. I'm sure it'll happen over here as well. Maybe I should start joining together more water sections so that we only ever have one potential guy at a time. Alright, so you're joined over by this. I don't think we're going to be able to link those, so we'll just do it like so. Does that one look a little bit nicer? It looks nicer when they're sort of like a little bit diagonal. Just a little bit. You know what? Maybe we should link this water up as well. Because these are 30 times 20 is another 30. So this is all completely doable. That one doesn't go... No, it doesn't. It just misses out on being a straight down there, so that's fine. Always missing the stations here. And these power poles. Could have sworn I hooked them all up. I did hook them all up. Alright, they just got hooked up 5 seconds ago. Alright. So, then... let's not put the power pole here. Let's put it up the top. And let's do this. Beautiful. Oh, never mind. Let's not do that. That power pole was actually hooking it up to this one as well. Alright. And that's cut off this one as well. This one should be fine. We need a... Please tell me the chlorine has started working. No, still waiting on those water pumps. This one has come down and it is... I'm not sure if it's actually broken because the water fill hasn't been placed yet, but we'll wait for the water fill to place it. Titanium ingots still doing the best they can given the yellow belt input. Some of them are actually... Okay, how are you guys backed up? How does that work? How does that work? No carbon. How are you... Okay. That's a valid excuse, I guess. That's completely 100% valid excuse. Come on, water pumps. Get your act together. It's working as well. Well, it's not fully running. It's backed up on chlorine, but it looks like... Yep, everything so far is being taken care of. Fantastic. We are very, very close to having... Well, I say we're very, very close. We haven't created a single one of these strand casting machine 3s yet. There they are over here. You're missing everything. A gear, titanium plate, and a processing unit. You're missing absolutely everything. 875. How has titanium fallen over? Is it literally just lots of robots? We're out of carbon. Never thought that would happen, but yeah, apparently we are out of carbon. Gold seems to be doing fine, which is ironic because gold is the one we're about to fix, but... Okay, well... Do you actually need carbon? Right. You actually need carbon, but we just... kind of didn't have enough of it. Alright, well... I'm not sure if we need carbon for anything else, but I'm going to get some carbon out here into the Mega Mall and we'll just... That'll be a thing. So then carbon will be on the logistics network. But yeah, that will stop all of these machines being built, unfortunately. But looks like we got some chlorine. Got some gold metal, and soon we'll have copper, and soon we will have water. Looks like we're good to place this down now. These guys have been placed down. Excellent. All right. And now we just need to do some stuff with titanium. All right, well, we got 6 belts full of titanium ingots. I mean, obviously some of them will be needed for nitinol, so I'm not going to put all 6 into making this. I think we'll probably just put 4 trains worth of ingots in there. Titanium plate. Yeah. We'll just do this process into this. And What do you actually take? To make the scrolls? Yeah, it needs strand casting machine 3s. Knew it. What's the latest recipe we did? That's a pretty old one. That's still using number 1s. Steel is using number 2s. We're gonna have to pick and choose what we use here. Okay, this looks nice. This looks like a nice one. Strand casting machine 2s. This is silver, right? This is silver. Okay. So we'll copy and paste this guy, because that one looks pretty solid. And we'll probably have to cut down on the amount of strand casting machines, because we're not going to need that many. But here we go. 5 molten gold. No, sorry. Molten titanium. What am I doing? And then these guys, obviously unable to do it, but we'll just upgrade them. Or as many of them we can actually see. And then we can select titanium sheet coils. Wasn't sure if that would work, but apparently it does. And then that becomes 1 per second, so we just need 30 machines total. Okay, so everything above here just gets deleted. Just gets the chop. Okay, beautiful. And then we just need a bunch of unload stations for the titanium ingots. And once again, we seem to have a massive forest in our new base. Unfortunate, but... And finally, last but not least, titanium sheet coils. It's going to be so good to have these in the mall. What are you... 6 in... Where am I still using 6 yellow inserters? I guess they're good enough for this process, but my god, that brings us back to the Stone Age. Okay. So, we've built everything really nicely, and... Okay, so we've got carbon back on the menu. Let's put this up to 1,000. Let's get some titanium really pumping out here. Gold... We kind of almost don't need that anymore, but we'll keep it going for now. Actually, 8.1k, I'm not sure if we really need to anymore. What we'll do is we'll go over to the gold, and we'll turn off these inserters. You guys definitely do not need to be grabbing that stuff anymore. And... we might just... actually, no. Let's just turn it around. Let's just turn them around. Get rid of that gold that fell on the floor accidentally. Okay. And we'll have to keep the titanium going for a while because we still need that. But eventually we'll turn those around as well. Okay. Well, that's pretty much job done. I mean, we got titanium coming out. We got gold, both fluids coming in. The water is going in. I can't believe we have to keep checking the water, but there we go. That's the problem with the water fill mod, is you need to keep checking the water to make sure that it works. And we've still got 64 of these. I thought we were down further than that, but apparently we're not. It's got to be titanium. I mean, if we have a look over here. Oh, so we got blue circuits now. Blue circuits are doing a bit better. This one's just missing the titanium plate. This one's fully backed up. Thank God for that. Okay. Okay. I feel like I actually want to travel up to the mall. What's the easiest way to travel up to the mall? What's the easiest way to do it? I think cars out of the question. That'll just take a million years. Let's... Have we created titanium ingot trains yet? No, we haven't. You know what? Let's give that a shot. That won't get me close to them all, but they'll get me over here, which is a lot closer than all the way down here. So let's create a few titanium ingot trains, because once we create them, we can send one of them to be refueled, and then just hijack that train once it gets down here. Because, yeah, these trains only go to here when the base is actually running out of stuff. So that's not going to happen all that often. Alright. Titanium ingots. Look at all the ingots we've got. That's a lot of different ingots currently on our train network. Empty, refuel, and depot. 1, 2, 3. You go there, and then you go there. But I want you to refuel. Go down and refuel. Oh, what are you? Where are you going? Loading. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to mess with this train. I wonder if I should actually go up to the mega base, or if I should, the mega mall, or if I should just stay down the starter mall. Maybe I should just make my own train. I've been thinking about making my own train for a million years. Maybe I should just do it. Instead of hacking all of these trains. I've even got locomotives in my thing. Let's just do it. This is my personal train. So refuel. Until full cargo. And what? I want to put a wagon on the back, but I want to put a fancy wagon so I can differentiate it from all the other trains. Actually, let's just say if we do this, and then we'll say, is there a private station we can create up here? We can create it over here, actually, because you need yellow and space, and this is going to be private mega mall. Okay. And then we'll go private mega mall until full. So if we go refuel. Okay. So let's go back to refuel. I want to see if this works. Because I would hope that this full cargo inventory would be false. Doesn't look like it is. It doesn't look like that weight condition works. Alright. Fluid count of chloric acid is greater than 0. And fluid count of tungsten hexafluoride gas is greater than 0. Alright, so that will force the train to not move once it goes over there. But that's nice. We've got our own private train now. It can't really take us anywhere. It probably could, but then we'd have to keep manually selecting stations. And I'm not sure, like, other than the Mega Ball and the starter base, I really don't care too much about going to any other place. We can just do all that stuff remotely. But over here, I think it's nice to go here. Because what we can do over here, if we really want to, is start manually fat fingering all of the resources that the bots are moving around so that we start creating more of these guys. Yeah. Having a look though, I mean, how is our titanium doing? We got 113 being delivered over there, 100 being delivered over there. Okay, so clearly whatever's going on down here is starting to work. Yeah. Now it's got plenty of carbon, plenty of this stuff, so this process is working great. I'm not going to say it's pumping out at full speed, but it's doing a pretty good job. And this gold one working as well. We just need a little bit of these buildings to be created. And then we can start actually pumping out all of these resources. And then we can either send those resources directly to the mega mall, or what's more likely is I'll probably just create a station to do blue circuits. And I think what we might do is we might start on that now. We'll just leave this process be, and over time this will create all the buildings that we need it to create. It'll create a couple of these eventually, and we'll start to see some gold wire and gold blah and all that sort of stuff on the belt. This one will definitely be uncapped. The gold plates I might cap for now, and the gold wire 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Since we got 2 gold wire stations, I think I'll cap those as well. But the titanium I'm not going to cap, because it seems like we need that for everything going forward. So yeah. Okay, so let's have a crack. So let's assume that we were going for 1 red belt of utility science, which I don't think we should assume that, because we're not. Let's say we're going for 1 yellow belt. Okay. None of the components need blue circuits in themselves. It's a little bit disturbing that we need 8 green circuits. That's going to put another cramp on our green circuit supply, which is currently only 1 red belt. So that's not great, but okay, so we're going to aim for 1 yellow belt of processing units. I think that's a good thing, because yeah, over here, where did we do red belts? This kind of turned into a nightmare. And it was just to make 2 yellow belts. So let's just do 1 yellow belt. Let's actually, we'll look at this. We'll take, let me just double check on this. Okay, these look beautiful. Running flawlessly. No issues whatsoever. All right, great. Okay. This is kind of a mess. This has already taken in 4 ingredients. And now we have to start taking in 5. And it's still a bit too crazy to try and... Oh, and there's a purple one. There's no blue one in between. There's just a red one and there's a purple one. Okay. Okay. So you are now taking in 5 ingredients. But it takes in less of certain ingredients. Like if we have a look over here, this was 0.8 and 0.8 of the basic electronic components and the transistors. And this one takes in half the amount of basic electronic components, but also produces at half the speed. So what are you? You are 48614. And you are 4412. So yeah, so this one actually takes double the transistors, but it works at half the time. So it kind of balances out. 5 belts though. Okay, so let's have a look here. 2, 3, output belt, input, 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 input. So theoretically, we could do this if we really, really wanted to. All right, so transistors and ICs, I think, get their own belt. Basic circuits and solder can share a belt, and then the blue chips. Okay. The problem with this is not so much going to be the belt, it's going to be the amount of inserters we have to place around this thing. I don't think we can stack these right next to each other. We're going to have to leave gaps in between them, which is annoying because the rate at which these things are created is already so incredibly slow. I mean, we could use these instead. 1.25 versus the 1. But then once we get the purple ones, it would be nice to just upgrade them straight to 2.25. Okay, so let's build them, assuming that we're going to have the purple buildings available at some point. And therefore we're going to have 2.25. Okay. So, one of these requires 8 transistors. That's annoying. Because what did we say? We want a full yellow belt of blue circuits, which means we're going to need 4 full red belts of transistors. That's crazy. 4 red belt, 1.5 red belts of integrated circuits. If we do the math, so every 4 ingredients that comes in is 1 red belt. So it's 1, 2, 3 for the transistors, 4, 5 for the ICs and superior circuit boards, and 6 for the solder. I mean, we can do something like that and have an inserter go... Yeah, it can't go any longer than that, so it'd have to go very long. Okay, maybe we do this insanity. Let's see. So 2 red belts. Yeah, because I mean 1 yellow belt of blue circuits takes 4 red belts of transistors. Maybe we're aiming too high for these circuit boards, but I think 1 yellow belt is going to be nice because we're going to use them like crazy in the mega base as well. So let's keep aiming for that. Let's keep aiming for that. All right. So this side is going to be 2 transistors, 1 electronic components, and 1... Yeah, 1 solder. So let's get these going. Long. Pick up position, drop position. Drop position. Should be enough. You are long. And what we can do here... Let's not do that. So you are long, and then you are picking up from there and dropping there. Because I was about to say we could squeeze this open a bit more and fit an inserter in there, but then this belt just doesn't exist. We have to kind of do it like this. And then you guys are like that. You are long. And then you are picking up there and dropping all the way over there. So we delete that and we delete that. And then we're doing this and then horizontal. Okay, it needs to be moved over a little bit more. That's is very harsh. It's a very harsh thing to build. Okay, and to make a yellow belt, let's assume we've got the purple buildings. So it's going to be, so to make a yellow belt with these is 15 divided by 0.2, which is 75, divided by 2.25, which is 34. Okay, so we're going to need 34 of these machines. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's in the way. There's always some power poles in the way. Like, this is actually too thick to fit in between these two power poles, but I definitely want to put it in this lane. So we just gotta... Okay, so we do that. Like that, and that way we can put an underground under the power pole. So it's 12, 24, and 36, but down a couple, so it's 34. All right. So every single belt, except the middle one, needs to be a red belt. And then we got a single yellow belt going out here, and this is actually going to be a double station. Like, there's no way in hell it's not going to be a double station. So we should probably be moving this entire thing over to the next bit. Alright, and let's whack that in there. Blue circuit. It might be a little bit sort of optimistic. Oh god, it's one off. It has to be one off. Alright, we might be able to... I think we can move all of these guys one to the left. Yep. Like that. Yeah, and that should be fine. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. And that is going to be where we start it. And the question is, do we go through and design this full base? I'm starting to think no. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. We've done a lot of stuff so far, and I'm going to be honest, I've been playing too much Factorio this week, so I should probably not go to... Oh, hello, hello, hello. It is very nice to see. You are not so nice to see, but we go. We already got some titanium scrolls about to hit. Got some gold scrolls, very nice. We've got some gold wires. So I don't think we're going to take any of those products and send them into the mega base, the mega mall, to help out with the current dodgy process. I think we're just going to put them in the station as they are, and then we'll send them over to blue circuits. And then next episode, we're going to finish off this blue circuit build, and we're going to feed in all 12 of these red belts, which is going to be a bit tricky, but I think for the most part we'll just be copying sections from this build. And instead of having 3 different bits, we'll just say, okay, this is the one bit we need for electronic components. Boom, done. And I think 1 yellow belt of blue circuits is going to be enough for the time being. I mean, you are 0.07 times 100. which is 7 per second, which is half a yellow belt. Okay, so we 100 machines and it's only doing half a yellow belt. My God. I mean, we could easily double. We could easily increase these machines. Like we can double them. Yeah. That'll increase the speed by a little. It's not quite double, but once we get to purple machines, like the red ones are 0.75 and these are 2. So once we can put down these machines, then instantly this becomes a doubling process, and then we'll probably have to worry about the ferric chloride solution being low. But it is what it is. The important thing is we have finished titanium everything and gold wire are both done. Both done. It's beautiful, and look at that. It's working. We've got some titanium sheet coils coming out on a belt. And these we will definitely send into the Mega Mall. And look at that. 4 belts just fully backed up, full of titanium ingots. It's a beautiful build, and we got a ton of solar because we have been building a little bit of solar here and there. So we're up to 2.7 gigawatts at the moment, almost half a terajoule, which I love to see. And we can just keep building solar because we have been trying our best to keep within the bounds to allow space for solar in all these builds. But I'm trying to keep in mind that once I'm still not 100% convinced because right now, okay, so this build is basically building one yellow belt. Is it? Yeah. 280 machines doing 0.1. So it's pretty much a red belt. Pretty much a red belt. Now, I don't know, because we're planning on producing 4 green belts of each science. So this is currently doing 30. And in the proper mega base, it's going to be doing 300. And the biggest question I have to ask about that is, how do we actually get that science transported? I mean, 4 green output belts is fine. I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to really ramp up these inserters, and then we're going to have 2 green belts going into each station. And we're going to have these stations having 2 green belts going out in other circumstances, but we're really going to have end game inserters with a bunch of inserter capacity research done, which isn't infinite research, so it can keep on going. But yeah, if worst case scenario, we may have to get a loaders mod, but I really don't want to do that, because loaders are a bit UPS crap, so don't really want to go down that path. Unless there's a loaders mod which doesn't have any UPS issues, but yeah, haven't really seen... I've only really used a couple of loaders mods, and the ones that I have used have sucked from a UPS point of view. What's your problem? Not enough copper. Okay. Well, it appears that we did not send the copper over to the other side. So that's a good thing to pick up. I don't mind doing this. Actually, I'll move it. I don't like having them close to each other, but yeah, there we go. That's nice and stylistic. This one doesn't have gold on the other side. So we got to get that fixed up. Yeah, this one totally isn't working. All right. So minor fixes getting done. Beautiful. And we're pretty much good to go. I mean, look how many ingots we got. We can upgrade a lot of these builds to red belts whenever we want. What the hell happened here? Basic, please? I think this was out of the map at the point where we were doing this. And while we're here... let's get set up for the cobalt station that we're eventually going to need. And we'll have a spare station in the middle because gold doesn't really need any more stations. Gold is pretty much done at this point. All right. So we're just over the 2-hour mark, so I think it's a good time to finish it off. We are going to do a little bit of a check here first, though. Fluoric wastewater, dead. Nitric wastewater starting to go down, but still looking relatively healthy. Iron's looking extremely healthy. Aluminium was looking terrible before, but that's gone back up. Very nice. Do we have... We got titanium down here. We got gold up here somewhere. Oh, we're not even putting gold on the train, so that's fine. But these ones should go up soon, and titanium should go up soon. Silicon, or maybe need a few more trains. These guys are dead, but that's fine. Surprisingly, I've been expecting this to go downhill. I've been expecting Saphirite to go downhill quite a bit because of iron demand, but I guess we're just not using that much iron anymore. Our base is kind of backed up in terms of needing iron. Like steel seems to have backed up. Yeah, I'm actually, I guess we're not just not doing that much anymore. Once we turn yellow science on again or start making a ton of buildings, that'll change quite a bit. But for now, hello. Still a bunch of titanium coming down, which is very nice to see. And yeah, if we have a look at the gold build, all right, you guys are all dead. Beautiful. And if we have a look down here, still got 1.1k worth of gold. It's slowly going through, so we'll just let that go. Let it use up all of that gold, and then once it starts complaining about gold and not building buildings anymore, then we'll start sending the gold. Actually, no, we won't start sending the gold. We'll just leave it until we get blue circuits done. But I believe we should have more than enough purple buildings to get the blue circuit build done. Should be absolutely fine. Oh, they're really starting to roll now. Okay, a lot of these guys being built, and a lot of these guys being built now. They're looking a lot healthier. Nothing is backing up. The brown is not looking healthy. Why is the brown not looking healthy? You're backed up on chunks. Why are you so... Did I do a thing here? I did a thing. I swear to God, every time... I could have sworn I fixed this as well. You know what? I'm not even going to do a copy and paste. We're just going to manually go through and fix these. I swear, I hate this stuff. I hate just the way that it sort of gets messed up. Yeah, I'm just going to go and start creating... From now on, just going to start creating wacky builds that allow each machine to have 2 output inserters, because this is absolutely ridiculous, this sort of stuff. Okay. And the rest seems to be fine. Like, this guy's working okay, this guy's working okay. Nothing wrong up here. A little bit stalled because we don't have red belts, but we got the red, white, and the blue going on over here, and we got tons of titanium backing up, which is beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, and we should see brown starting to work itself out pretty soon. All right. I think the stream is done. I think my washing machine is done. So, yeah. Next episode is going to be blue circuits, and then we are going to start hitting up lithium like crazy, because that's the next pain point, I think, for yellow science. Titanium is done, electric engines done, low density structures is easy, but will destroy our aluminium like you will not believe. And it'll also put a decent hit in our plastic bars. So yeah, that'll be a test of the stability of our aluminium build so far. Processing units about to be done, small solar panels, fine. silicon nitride is relatively simple. It's just silicon powder and nitrogen gas, and silicon powder is silicon ingot, so that's pretty much done. And yeah, lithium-ion batteries are going to be the next really complicated bit, which requires lithium cobalt oxide, which sounds like it takes cobalt oxide, and it does, and then lithium perchlorate, whatever. Anyway, there is a reason we built cobalt oxide, built cobalt, and it is for that lithium stuff. So yes, but I am very, very happy with this episode and all the stuff we've done, and I'll be even more happy when all of these buildings rock up and we've got tons and tons of this gold stuff that we can send, and especially when we've got blue circuits. When we've got a belt full of blue circuits. Excuse me, I'm really destroying my voice. I'm going to finish off now. All right. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys later.